Hello everyone, my name is the Chemist77 and welcome to episode 25 of Farming Minecraft. Now, as I said last week, today's episode is a little bit different. Not only because of the fact I'm recording the whole thing with shaders on, so I apologise if you can hear my computer fans in the background, um, but because today we're not building anything. We're not going exploring. No, today I am going to be doing a world tour. So going to be showcasing everything I've built over the past 6 months, and yeah, hoping you enjoy it. Now, I will make a quick disclaimer: there's not going to be any links in the description of this video to any farms or channels that I've used for the videos. There will, however, be a link to the Farming Minecraft playlist, which has all the videos where I've built all the farms, and uh, there is links in the descriptions of those videos to any farm designers or tutorials that I've used. Just because if I put them all in this video, it's just far too much to do, or rather, far too many links to fit in. It's just going to be like, yeah. Anyway, it'd be a pain to find them all, so I'm just going to link the playlist. And if you want to find the tutorial yourself or find a bit more about the farm, then go check the video out there. Anyway, you may not recognize this bit where I am right now because I've not really spent lots of time here, but this right here, you can just see the torch appearing through my legs, is the exact block that I spawned on when I entered this world. So we are in the spawn chunks, as you can see, and this is where we're going to start off. So, hello cow. Right over here we have a cactus farm. I'll be honest, I can't really remember the exact episode numbers when I built any of these things. But this was one of the, I think this was the last, no, this wasn't the last addition to the spawn trunks. That was the honey farm over there. But, yeah, I actually did this quite a while ago, and I think I was planning on moving this to the end at some point. Maybe we'll do that on stream, eventually. But, yeah, this is our cactus farm. Fairly simple design that you have with cacti, sand, and glass panes, and they all pop into here. We've actually got quite a lot of cactus in here as well. Let's put the shield on as well. Yeah. I mean, I'm not over here too often. Cactus farms, because they're random tick based, aren't always on the spawn trunks. But yeah, so that's 3 tiers tall, and you can make it, wider and taller if you want. If you wanted to do it, you can do it from build height to bedrock. But yeah, and if we move over here, I've got my honey and honeycomb farm. And these, I believe, are, you can just about see that's even worse. You can just about see the fence gates in there, but also the fact that this bee and that bee aren't moving means that this is full. Yeah, so if I wanted to, I could take those honey bottles out and make some more honey blocks. But I won't do that. And then just in here, that's full as well, which means there's fence gates that have been pushed down, which means the bees can't do anything, and that's just going to help a little bit of lag, because this farm does work in the spawn chunks. So yeah, and if you want to learn more about the spawn chunks, you can check out my trading hall video. Trading hall video or iron farm? I can't remember actually. I should have checked this beforehand. Yeah, either the trading hall video or the iron farm video. I'm pretty sure it explains a bit more about what the spawn trunks are and how they work. And yeah, but yeah. Moving on, this is the trading hall / mob switch. So this here is a logical Geek Boy design. Again, go to the video if you want to find the tutorial. And I've not quite finished curing the zombie villagers. But basically, once you've zombified all of these, they will count towards mob cap. Which, if I do this, because I have carpet mod installed, you can see up in the top left there, the very first number, it says 70 out of 70. That is the mob cap. And if we zombify all of these, it means no more mobs can spawn anywhere else. It's very handy for doing various things. We also have one in the nether. I'm not really going to show that in this video because it's a bit out of the way and there's not really much to see there. Yeah. Anyway, and then the last thing we have in the spawn chunks. Oh, that's weird. Where's that? Oh, that's the glass. The last thing we have in the spawn chunks just over here is, as you can probably now hear, our iron farm. So again, this is a Logical Geek Boy design, and because it's in the spawn chunks, is constantly producing iron, which, yeah, we've got just over, I believe, just over 2 double chests, which is very nice, very useful for large scale projects when I've got lots of hoppers that I need to make, things like that. Also good for iron blocks for beacons. So yeah, that is our spawn chunks, and I'm going to be doing this area by area, not like chronologically, otherwise there'd be a lot of back and forth that I really don't want to deal with. So we're going to head over to my starter base area now, and yeah, as we fly over lovely sunny plains biome. And here we are. This is my starter house. You'll probably most recognize it from the start of almost all of my videos. And yeah, this has basically been where I've been living out of for everything. All my resources, but actually to be fair, not quite all my resources are here. I have a few bits here and there from when I initially started. There's a load of buckets in there. But I'm mostly, all my resources mostly just stay in the storage systems at the farm. I might build a mega base at some point with an automatic item sorter. But for now, there are just many more farms that I want to get going. I just love the view, of the mob farm from over here, particularly the shaders on, where you can see like the glowing redstone torches and things like that. So yeah, over here is the mob farm. It's not actually no. Sorry, it is a general mob farm. It started out as a creeper and spider farm, and then what I did was, you can just about see here. I don't think my gamma override doesn't quite work with shaders on. You can just about see here there are trapdoors, and they are what limit spawns to just creepers and spiders. And then on half the layers, I've just taken those out. So we do get zombies, and we do also get skeletons, which produce bones, which I needed for bone meal based farms at the time. Now I have a wither skeleton farm, which produces more than enough bones. Yeah, and you'll also notice on the top here, I have quite a large sugarcane farm. And this is for the purpose of producing rockets. So basically, when I'm AFKing up there, I've got creepers being spawned in the farm to produce gunpowder, and all the sugarcane here produces enough to get paper. As you can see, I've got quite a large backlog. We'll ignore how random my inventory is at the minute. Particularly that as well. But yeah. And if we head back over here, we can see the village that I found that I started in. I used to have 2 villagers in here. I'm pretty sure I had a mending and an unbreaking villager or something like that. And somewhere along the lines they died. I'm not quite sure how or why. But yeah, I also have a donkey down here that I haven't touched since basically the start of the season, or I say season, start of the world. It's probably not very good of me. Yeah, and then we also have a couple villagers. Well, actually, no, we have one villager just up here. We have a smith villager that he used for trading a little bit of ironing to get some first diamond tools. And I did have a farmer villager up there. But my farmer villager is now one of the villagers in here. And this is my villager breeder. So we've got a farmer and just a normal villager. And a few villagers in there. should I need them? It's turned off at the minute, fortunately. But yeah, again, Logical Geek Boy design. If you want to follow the tutorial, there's a link in the description of this particular video. So head to the playlist and find the video and the link from there. But that about does it for spawn chunks. I've got a little manual farm there where I used to farm a few pumpkins for when I needed them, and some more carrots. I also used to have a sugarcane farm there, and I just remembered from saying that there is a little mini sugarcane farm up here as well. This is sort of my first initial one, which doesn't really produce a lot, but because I'm actually around here, quite a lot doing stuff in my house, it does produce, enough for when I need it. But that will do it for this area. And so now, if we head through into the nether, we can see we are on the nether roof. Now, we'll come to that in a second. But if I go into free cam, because I can't be bothered to go down into the nether, we can just about see the remnants of the original portal system, which I used before I went up to the roof and linked everything. And yeah, all sorts of warped wood. I was really pleased we spawned in a warped forest, because I never spawn in a warped forest. And content creators never also spawn in the warped forest. It's always basalt deltas or something stupid like that, which is really awkward. So this was a nice change. And we had a fortress nearby as well. It's very hard to see because of the bright glow of the lava. But yeah, we had one of those nearby, which was fantastic. This podzol over here, I should also explain. This was for mushrooms. This is what I needed to farm brown mushrooms to build the slime farm, which is just over there. But before we get over there, let's head over to here, actually. Actually, no. Let's head over here. You can tell I've not planned this. Anyway, yeah. So over here, I have a sort of combined farm, and I'm going to use free cam for this because it is quite large, of a gold farm, specifically a mango design, and a bartering farm, which is, once again, logical key point design. Absolutely love his videos. They're really good. So what happens is I will stand up here, swing my sword, sweeping edge will kill the zombified piglins, which end up in here after spawning on these platforms, falling down here and getting picked up by minecarts. A lot of minecarts. And so all the drops then eventually drop down these orange tubes here and get pushed into the overworld, where they then get sorted, and then any full shulker boxes of gold ingots, so I have shulker box loaders the other side there, get sent back through here and straight into the bartering farm, which promptly then fills up. I believe it's actually empty right now. Yeah. So not the most useful at the minute. Need to get going on the gold farm again. But yeah, and then it's all sorted items down here. The lots of black stone, lots of gravel, and all sorts of things. Very useful for obsidian, prying obsidian, and of course, I now have plenty of soul speed books. So if I head to this portal next, we will reach the slime farm. Now this is also an mango design, and it's not a traditional slime farm because it's not in a massive hole down in the ground. It is based in a swamp. If I come back up, you can see the light's a bit better. And what we have in here, if you can just about see, is a load of brown mushrooms. And the reason there's a load of brown mushrooms is because they emit a light level of 1. It's very strange. Don't ask me why. But yeah, if you want a more detailed explanation of how this works, again, check out the video and check out Mango's video because he does a fantastic job in explaining it. And he does a bit of a tutorial for it as well. But this thing produces a significant amount of slime if you spend sort of any short amount of time. I've got the first couple chests out empty because I filled the shulker box of slime blocks. That sort of gives you an inkling of just how good it is. Yeah, these ones are just really good and easy to build, particularly for how fast they are. You know, now that it's just ridiculous to try and dig out slime chunks, then these ones just make so much more sense. And you can just expand it as you need. Of course, if you make it wider, you have to AFK slightly lower, which can affect with mobs in the ground, but I find the 2x2 is just fine, although it makes it a bit awkward because you're now building on even numbers. Anyway, if we go back through to Nether, because this is literally all we've got over here, we're going to head to the last Nether base farm for the time being. And that is my Frogolite farm, which is just over here. So I based this off the Mango slime farm. See a couple spawning just there. And it works the exact same way. Obviously, you don't need the brown mushrooms. And we're in a basalt delta here where the magma cubes will spawn. And quite simply, as we'll see here in a second, hopefully. Yep, there we go. The magma cubes will fall down. The large ones will land on these candles. The small ones you'll see will fall through, get killed by the powdered snow, and then they'll either get eaten by the frogs, which produces magma cream and froglites. And then there's the different variants. There's the warm, temperate, and cold. Or they'll just fall straight into this powdered snow here, which will just straight off kill them and drop the magma cream. And as you can see, I needed all the magma cream for the gold farm over there, which you can't see right now. But anyway, that is it for the overworld and nether side of things. So there is just one place left to go. Actually, it's not quite it for the overworld. And it's not quite it for the nether. I've forgotten something very important, which is just ages away. So, and I even mentioned it earlier. If I go in here, I've got a compass box. And if I get the wither skeleton farm out, we can head over there. Now, I'm not going to skip ahead because I want to just take the time here to have a little bit of chat about the series. So I sort of mainly started this series as a little bit of an experiment, really. Maybe I can do that. There we go. And so, oh, hello. Yes. There we go. Yeah, so I started this as a bit of an experiment. Not really, I don't know. Not necessarily taking it too seriously, first of all. Just something that I could do as I'm phasing in and out of existence here. That's a bit annoying. Just something for me to try out. I've had people tell me that I'd be quite good at this, and since I built a new computer, I finally had the computing capacity to be able to do this. And honestly, I've really enjoyed it, and I am really enjoying it. I am a full-time uni student, so it's a lot of work during the week to record and edit these videos, but it doesn't feel like work. It's nice that it feels nice and relaxing that I can be productive, but also take a break, which is really important. And yeah, even the editing, I just love it. And yeah, it's always nice when I get comments on my videos saying they really like them, and yeah, I still stand by the fact that this is not, I'm not doing this about views. This is like I said, just sort of an experiment, something that I want to do, like a little personal project. I've always commentated on when I'm playing games, which is always a bit awkward, but yeah, since I was able to, it's like, well, okay, I might as well record my commentating on myself. Yeah, so nothing's really going to change going forward. I am going to start playing some No Man's Sky on stream, and filling around with different stream schedules. So do keep an eye out for that on twitch.tv/thechemist77. But anyway, we are now at the Wither Skeleton farm. As you can see, there's a lot of wither skeletons. Let's fill my inventory so I don't pick up a load of junk. Except, of course, the coal, which will refill that. Is always nice. And, yeah. This works quite efficiently. If I turn on our collection system there, we've got a little Mango designed hopper minecart thing. And all I need to do is just stand here, aim at this, and just periodically left click. And eventually the wither skeletons, the entity collision will push them into each other. And if I let everything finish up, we can head down here into our sorting system. We've got our beacon here with regen and resistance. And I've got bone blocks in there for some reason. Take those with me to the end. And yeah, so there's 9 double chests for coal, 9 for bones, which is fairly empty at the minute because I turned them all into bone blocks recently. And wither skeleton skulls, which again I think I took a load out recently. But yes, that will do it. It's a bit of a long flight out for a single farm, but if I go up you can see the structure. It is a Solstan Valley fortress, which is why I needed to go so far up. I mean, to be fair, we're only on 2,800 blocks out on the X and about 600 on the Z, which to find a, Solstan Valley fortress, and it is like a proper smack bang in the middle of a Solstan Valley, which is, extra bonus, is actually pretty good, I think. So yeah. Anywho, let's head straight back to where we just came from. Don't worry, I'm not going to monologue you this time. And we're finally going to head to the end. Okay, and here we are at the portal to the end, the nether portal to the end portal. So if we step through here, we will find our end portal, and if you've not seen the video, this might come as a bit of a surprise. Because we have a little contraption here, and you'll probably quite easily recognise it. It is a gravity block duper. And I've got all of the concrete powders and sands that I need, which is, of course, very useful. And I can turn this on. Sorry, that's the chunk loader, not the actual farm. I can turn this on, and we can see how it works. And I love these things a lot. I can understand on this one why people really don't. This is probably on the more exploity side of things that I use in my farms. But basically what happens is the sand gets pushed over and caught at the exact same time that they enter the end portal. So if I head through to the end portal, you will see a load of sand and concrete powder suddenly appear. There it goes. Now what you can do is, I mentioned there was a chunk loader up there. If you turn that on and come through here, it comes through periodically rather than all at once. But yeah. And then obviously I have the big square collection system here with the glazed terracotta and funky floor. I was really pleased with this floor. I don't often do a lot of floor designs. Building and building patterns aren't quite my thing. I can put together, a starter house. But yeah, it's not quite my thing. It's why I'm slightly hesitant to do a mega base. I have done some stuff before though, so if you look on my Instagram, you'll be able to see a base that I did on a server that I was a part of a few months ago, just before I started the channel. But anyway, as you can see, I've got quite a few end gateways. I've got a little setup here for wither roses, just a small wither rose farm by ENX04. Love the design, love the YouTuber. And I built this one because the traditional ones are broken in 1.19.3, which, small confession to make, I may still be running 1.19.3. I've not yet updated to 1.19.4. It is on my list of things to do. I'm currently on Easter holidays, back after being away visiting family. So I should have a bit more time to do the workaround and get all that, because I've got to update all my mods and get all of those reinstalled. So that's why I've not done it yet. But anyway, if we head through this way, which is straight south, we will get to my industrial district. And this is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but never actually properly done. Actually, before we go there, I completely forgot that this existed. This is my Enderman farm, and I completely forgot this existed because I don't really use it for XP anymore. It's usually either the Wither Skeleton farm or just villager trading. And I mean, Wither Skeleton farms, Enderman farms have pretty standardized designs now. This one I just added a little double piston extender, so I'm not constantly loading a bunch of Endermen over here. I do have to be careful with this one though, because I did sort of make a small mistake on, if I get too close, then that happens. Also, I believe I still need to waterlog a few more leaves, otherwise they do stand behind me. Which again, is not great. But yeah, I'm really pleased. I quite like the design on this with the walls and the fence gates. It's a nice little sort of difference in depth. And it's also very funny with all the particles when all the Endermen drop down. Anyway, now we can head to my industrial district. Which is this end gateway just here. And yeah, like I said, this is something that I really wanted to do for a long time. Because if I come right to the end here, I don't know if it will show up. Yep, if I come right to the end here, you can actually see it. Because we did a little bit of magical end gateway manipulation, which took a lot of end stone mining, I might add, which is very painful. And I didn't actually intend to land out here, but yeah, we have a big glass platform in the middle of the void. I say the middle of the void, you can see the outer end island's just there, but it's far enough into the void that nothing spawns over there. And very few things at least load up. You can see I've got 32 odd of the mob caps because I'm loading one, the shulker farm over there, which we'll come to in a bit, and to that end city, as well as, is there another end city I can see here? No, I don't think there is. But yeah, shulkers are persistent and are loaded with the end city, so they always count towards the mob cap. Also, there are some dudes here that shouldn't be. Let's make sure I light this up. There we go, torch place. Let's just get rid of these Endermen briefly. Should be able to fly just past that end gateway and back. So this glass disc is actually fills all of the chunks that get random ticked when I'm stood on that gold block just over there. And that is very important for some of the farms that I want to be using, which will be random tick based. And basically all my farms should ideally be able to fit in this disc. Now, what are the farms that I have here? It's a bit empty at the minute. I'll admit that, but I do have plans in the future for expanding this. I'm actually going to go over here first, because this is the very first thing we built here. Now, obviously, you saw the gravity block duper when we came through the end portal. And this is what I do with most of those gravity blocks. So I have a concrete factory, basically. So what happens is I'll stand up here. We get concrete that gets 0 ticked and turned into concrete powder by this waterlogged leaf, which is kind of hard to see with the shaders on, not going to lie. And then the block stream gets split here, and then blown up. And then it goes around into this massive collection system. It's probably a bit oversized, not going to lie, but it's fine. And yeah, I really like this. Honestly, I love this TNT duper design by Iceberg Lettuce. Again, there's links to it in the links of the descriptions of this video and the video for those farms, because I used it over there too. But yeah, it's so good. And then the next two farms that I built over here are these tree farms. So I'll come to this one first. So this is the Dark Oak farm. This is the most recent addition to the world that I built last episode. And as you can see here, we've got the TNT Jeepers and a whole lot of logs. And that is also dark up there, so I should light that up too. And yeah, this in fact, both of these tree farms are my own design. This one isn't quite finalized yet. I'd like to add another flying machine so we can push more logs across. Might produce some issues with the TNT dupers for the collection system, but we'll see. That's why I have a creative world to test these things out. So yeah, but I'm really pleased with this. It's not the most efficient Dark Oak farm. I know there's oh, who designed it? There is a really good design, and I can't remember who did it. Hang on a second. Shady J, that's it. I couldn't remember that for some reason. I think yeah, Force Symmetry built this on Hermitcraft recently. Sorry, not this. Built Shady J's at Dark Oak Tree Farm. I'd be very surprised if any hermit built any of these farms. But yeah, so that one is much more efficient and probably a little bit more fun to use. It's got a little minecart roller coaster thing, but it is a lot bigger to build, and you have to do some fun things with hopper minecarts. And I don't like doing fun things with hopper minecarts. They're a pain. Anyway, this is my Dark Oak farm. It's kind of annoying because you don't get the sapling banks either. You have to manually farm trees, but I have to manually farm jungle trees to get the saplings for this tree farm anyway, so it's not too much of a problem. You'll have to excuse the periodic weird cuts because yeah, I'm recovering from a bit of a cold and occasionally suddenly have to cough. But yeah. One thing I did forget to mention, obviously, we have our collection system just down here, which I need to put those away. Also, I've picked up a stone block somehow. And a bunch of ender pearls, of course. Let's chuck those away. Over here is my 5 wood tree farm. You can see we've got spruce, lots of spruce. Let's pick up some extra of that. Oak, birch, jungle, and acacia. Now, I am planning on doing a tutorial for this. All the spruce saplings. I'm hoping I can get that done at some point in the next week or so. But like I said before, I'm a full-time uni student and very busy with lots of things. I've got exams coming up in about 6 weeks, so I have also got to be preparing for that. This was a bit of a fun one because I designed the farm and then forgot that I actually needed somewhere to stand and place the saplings, which is why it's a little bit awkward to use. But yeah, I am really pleased with this and how this has turned out. There's also an extra observer there for some reason. Pretty sure that is not needed. Oh well, it's not doing any harm there. But yeah. And of course for oak mode we need this triple piston extender here. Which I do love pressing and watching it work. Are we ready? Are we ready? There it goes. And pick it back. Yeah, and then just over here we can see where the logs come out and where we have this double TNT duper over here, which is hooked up to this Etho hopper clock. I did have to change this slightly from the design because the 2 TNT dropping at the same time, sometimes they were like a tick or a fraction of a tick out of sync and would just straight up blow up the logs. So what I've done is I've actually alternated it. So you'll see when the pistons get powered, this observer will arrive here and will power that block. But this observer will arrive here and actually, I think, power that block, but that, I believe, is fine. It was fine when I was testing it, at least, because it won't actually, I don't think it will go down this block. And then when they get retracted, this one powers the note block. This one powers nothing. That's got me really concerned now. I moved it like this and it worked and nothing blew up, so yeah. Anyway, last thing then for us to check out, and kind of weird that I'm already at the end of the world tour, pretty much. This is the last farm that we have to build. You can see over here all the instone that I had to mine out to get the gateway to spawn. But over here is the the shulker farm. The design by End Credits, which is, it's a great design. This is the second shulker farm I've ever built. First one I built on just a personal single player world. Must be sometime around a year ago now, actually, or a bit over a year. But that was the Ilmango portal-based farm, which is a very good farm, but it is a nightmare trying to link up the portals. So yeah, this one is much easier to build. Of course, you do have to get a ton of scaffolding, but yeah, and I'll turn it on so you guys can see it working, because it is great fun to watch. And we should see, yep, and we'll be able to see all of the shulkers teleport up. And so, yeah, what you've got here is they'll teleport up. The scaffolding makes them teleport again, and they eventually end up on here. And then they get killed by the Wither Roses, which then drop them straight back down into the storage system here. As you can see, I've got quite a lot of shulker shells available to me. But yeah, that is the world tour done. So yeah, that is episode 25. It's crazy to think that I've been doing this for 6 months now. It's just sort of like become almost part of my routine, but I love it. It's great fun. But I'm gonna head back. I'm thinking back to my house. This should take me out at. Hey, we do need to sleep though. Oh, whoops, I left mini HUD on as well. And as the sun rises over the hills, I do love this view. It's great sleeping here with the shaders on, just watching the sun come up. We get the mob farm. I use complimentary shaders, by the way. I will leave a link to those in my description of this video if you want to use that. But yeah, that concludes the world tour. I appreciate it's not the most things to look at here. Yeah, but you know, in the future world tours, we'll gradually be adding, maybe not necessarily over here in the starter area, but we might add start of a mega base. Obviously, the industrial district will be added to. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this, and I hope you do too. So if you've enjoyed the world tour, then do like the video. Check out the actual videos where I do build the farms and explain in a bit more detail how they work than I did with some of them today. If you want to know a bit more about some of the mechanics of the farms, also do go and check the original creators of the farms too. They offer much more, or much better explanations than I do. Yeah, and if you want to see the world grow and whatnot and catch the videos, then do consider subscribing. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.